Welcome to
Spread the word!
I'm going to go ahead and start. So I read My Murder by Katie Williams. It is about this woman named Lou, and she is cloned after being murdered by a serial killer. She, along with 4 other women, were cloned by a government project.
Are all of the clones victims of murder?
Yes, the same murderer.
Okay, the same murder. Okay, so they're like trying to unpuzzle possibly
that
somehow.
Doesn't make any sense.
Do they have memories of the cloned person, or are they
No.
like freshborn babes?
They're freshborn babes. They don't have memories of the trauma, but they have memories of their life.
Of their life. Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
so yeah. So they could like they're trying to help put together a profile
But that's
of
not
like who
real.
that person.
So actually, I thought that was what it was.
Which also seems like a really expensive way to do that. Like you can also just like look at somebody's email and figure it out.
So actually, I thought it was that too. That they were trying to catch him, but he's in prison. He's already been caught.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you find out that this cloning project cloned like a congressman, and it was a bad idea because it came to light that he had all of these I think like sexual assault charges, and people were like, "You're not using this program for good." And
Wait, the clone did, or the person did, or both of them?
The person did. So as a big PR thing, they bring back 5 women who were murdered by a serial killer to kind of put them back into the public's good graces. In the first scene, she's talking about digging hair out of the drain of her shower, and she talks about how that's not even her hair, it's the other Lou 1's hair. She kind of has this separation between her and her original self. She talks about how her old self is in the ground somewhere because she's like, that body is dead. And she talks about how she remembers childhood physical trauma, that she should have a scar, and she doesn't have that scar because it's not her original body. She has those memories.
It's so disorienting.
Yeah, and she's, kind of stepping back into this life. She's married, she has a child, her baby isn't bonding with her because she doesn't smell like her. Her husband's so excited that she's back, and she is, she's just really going through something, obviously. And the way that they were killed was really traumatic. And she's in the support group for the other women who were brought back. And what's really crazy is that they don't have any memory of this. They only know this from things that they've read or things that people have told them that happened to them.
Essentially was their birth, because they would not exist were their original copy not murdered in that way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know, it's mind-blowing. You find out that something is amiss with this whole story, and she's trying to figure that out. What's interesting about this book is that it kind of rides the line between being a a literary character study of Lou and being a thriller. And I went to rate it, I rated it, and then I was reading reviews about it because it wasn't as highly rated as I thought it would be, and people had those qualms where they were like, I wanted it to be more of a thriller than I wanted it to be a character study, or I wanted it to be more sci-fi than I wanted it to be, or crime fiction, whatever.
Yeah. But it was very, 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 very much a character study.
And I like that.
If there isn't
falls into the tropes of the genre or something.
Yeah. Whereas,
formulaic.
yeah, if you do have a character study, you can still have a pretty formulaic plot.
But it's still interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
You get distracted too much by the fact that this person is interesting and you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
Then you do it they're hitting these beats.
Yeah.
For this month, I read a book by Kate Collins, A Good House for Children. I remember seeing the galley and I just saw Shirley Jackson, beautifully written creepy tale reminiscent of Shirley Jackson. I saw Shirley Jackson and I was like, sold, give me it. I do not regret having that reaction. I very much enjoyed it. I haven't finished it. I'm halfway through. This book is dual timelines, present day-ish, 2017. You have this Irish woman, Orla, I think that's her name. Yeah, Orla. And her family moved to this house in this kind of remote English village. The house is set apart from the village. They've moved to the countryside with their 2 children, Birdie and what's her son's name? I feel like it's Will, but maybe not.
let's just go with Will.
Will, yeah. Will maybe. Who doesn't speak. He has selective muteness. They're hoping that moving to the country will help that. And by they, I mean her husband, who bought this house without telling her, had already purchased it when he was like, we're gonna go look at this house in the countryside. It's on the way to my parents' house. It'll be great.
Husbands, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Partners, whatever. Don't do it. No. Do not make a giant financial decision without your partner's insight.
I'm glad you mentioned financials because she doesn't work, and so I think he feels he's not clear he does not readily think of it as like that part of it as a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that he's just like making this, like doing what's right for their situation. They moved to the country, they're there. She was a painter in a former life, and so she starts painting again and exploring the town and yada yada. Then the other timeline that you're following is people in the same house. This other young mother who has 3 children, twin girls and a boy, and their live-in nanny who have moved there after the mother, her husband died. Going back and forth between the chapters, things are coming to light that this house is not in fact a good house for children. There does seem to be at least one ghost entity on the property, and like there's but halfway through the book nothing malevolent has happened.
It's creepy.
Just creepy. Or like there's one scene where Orla is walking past a window and she's holding Birdie, her 9-month-old daughter, and all of a sudden Birdie looks like a completely different child, like in Victorian clothing. And she's like, what the? People are telling them in the town, it's a bad house. Why do you want to live there? What are you doing? You should leave. And they're like, well, it's not like we have an option. Can you elaborate? Can you tell me why it's a bad house? And they're like, nope, run away. I think that's also part of it. Like it settles you into like they're experiencing this house for the first time, and it's like it's a grand old house. There's so much fun mystery to it, and like quirks, and so they're experiencing that, and it doesn't necessarily seem foreboding. But at some point on this property, like a 4-year-old child died, and they covered up a pond as a result. Oh. So like what the fuck? So like something very bad happened.
Interesting.
And I don't know what it is yet, but I'm very excited to find out.
I did Little Monsters, and I am enjoying it a lot. And this is definitely literary. It's by Adrienne Brodier, so it's like a family drama. So, and it's like this waspy family on Cape Cod. She's still pulling a lot from her original knowledge, I feel like. But
so this is the author of Wild Game.
Wild Game, yeah. Very different story. There's no mother figure in this one, so that's
unsurprising. I would not want to write about moms ever again.
Yeah,
after that.
There's the father, Adam, son, Ken, daughter, Abby. The mom died. The action is starting right before the father's 70th birthday. They're gonna like throw him a big party. Adam, the father, is a pretty big deal marine biologist. He says he's on the cusp of a huge discovery regarding whales. He's definitely an unreliable narrator though, because he's also trying to hide his mania, very severe bipolar disorder, and he's like in a manic episode, but he wants to write it out because he's at his most creative then, and he's trying to reach this breakthrough on the whale situation.
I'm gonna throw out that I doubt he's doing a good job of hiding it, because I've never known a single manic person who can do that.
Yeah.
No.
So Abby is the daughter. She's younger than the older brother, Ken, and she is an artist who had like one big art thing like almost a decade ago, and has been sort of trying to like get another thing since then. So her father and her brother think she's like a layabout or whatever. She also is pregnant, but she hasn't told them yet. Ken, he's married into a very wealthy New England family, and is trying to be just more rich. Like he's like did some like real estate deal that he borrowed money from his father-in-law, and is finally like, yeah, I beat you, sir. I can pay you back / make more money than you. But he's married to this woman named Ginny, who actually was Abby's college roommate, and they were good friends.
Are they good friends still? Knew it.
Yes. So these are the chips on the table thus far. And then there is another character. She is Adam's love child he doesn't know about. So I think that what's going to happen is that at that birthday party she's going to show up. I'm not sure yet, but that'll be good. I'm enjoying reading. It's going pretty fast. Like, it's nice when it changes perspectives every chapter, and the chapters are fairly short.
Do you have a perspective that you prefer?
I like Abby because she's the one who seems normal, but I don't know if there's something about her that's not nice yet.
Gotcha. It is called Little Monsters.
It is. That's what I think that's what he refers to them as.
That's what he refers to his children as?
But sometimes he will say that sort of as like a funny endearment.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, we were little monsters.
But I just tried to rewatch Coraline and then also the first Harry Potter, and just found myself horrified with the parents. Specifically in Coraline. Like, anyways, some fictional characters are not fit to be parents.
Matilda.
Some real
That
people aren't fit to be
somehow
parents.
I'm not okay with, but I can watch it.
The scene where they have her in the baby seat in the station wagon, just fucking going commando in the back.
I think because it's so absurd.
Also, I was always so like, why did they like the son so much?
Yeah.
Like, did they treat him like a normal infant?
I know.
Or
Like,
did they do
did
the
they-
same thing because she's a girl? I don't know.
I do think that their immediate hatred of her pushed her towards a literary life because she was like,
That's
I
what
want to
is
be
implied,
nothing
yeah.
like you.
Little
My
monster.
point is that
terrible thing to say
some
to children.
people should, you should
Some
not call
people
your
should not have
children.
children.
Yeah, so you shouldn't call your children little monsters.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. It's living up to her prowess.
So here we are at the end of July, looking into August.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Oh, and happy 5-year anniversary to us!
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
Yay!